Can we go with Fran? Fran has been on the line for a while.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's get Fran on, and then I will do my movie magic over here.
All right. Fran, you are live with Eric and V. What would you like to talk about?
Well, yeah, first of all, congratulations on your new show. I'm really stoked for it. And then I was watching the Atheist Network group, and there was a talk between a theist and a non-theist.
Mm-hmm.
And I had mentioned, what you had mentioned, and I agree with, truth is that which comports to reality. The theist said that was circular, and so I'm a baby skeptic,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just been an atheist for 11 months now. What would be your response to that? Because I don't think it's circular.
Sure. So what's the context?
I can't remember too much. It was the context, as I mentioned that in chat and during this convo, and it was picked up by the person who was hosting, and the theist just said, "Oh, well, that's circular," and so.
Yeah, I mean, so two things. First, the really sucky piece to that is the problem of induction. When it comes down really, really deep like that, you wind up getting to the laws of logic, and the laws of logic are identity, non-contradiction, and the excluded middle. And that is, a thing is what it is, isn't what it isn't, and can't be what it is and what it isn't at the same time.
Unless you're a rodent.
Okay.
And so everything we understand and our reasoning and philosophy, and it's built upon those three pillars. And you ask, okay, well, how do you know that those pillars are true? You have to use them to prove them. It's circular. And we're stuck there. And it bites. Okay. But the only, it really does. It's called the problem of induction. And the interesting thing is, though, everyone is stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
Christians are just as stuck there as we are.
They just also tack a God onto it.
Yeah, because why is God the source of these things? Well, because God is what it is, isn't what it isn't, can't be what it is, and it isn't at the same time. It's just when you peel back those layers, you get right back to that problem of induction. And so there's a bit of circularity that we had a caller earlier, actually, who was talking, we were talking about the limits of skepticism.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually a really good point to kind of round back to. Check out Bertrand Russell. Bertrand Russell had a lot to say about this, and what they kind of talked about is there's a point where the rubber meets the road, right? We can sit here and we can wax philosophical in our armchairs all the way up until we actually need to make a decision about our lives. And if that philosophy has no bearing, no impact, and can't affect the world that we're in, how useful is it? We need to, at some point, make decisions moving forward. We can't just wax poetic about the universe without ever putting that into action, and a lot of people, put philosophy in this tiny little category and go, oh, well, philosophy is just, not something you have to talk about every day. So it doesn't really matter. No, philosophy is math. Philosophy is science. Philosophy is everything that we use to understand the world around us. It all has a core in philosophy. So understanding that there's that problem underpinning it is very, very important, because for someone to say, it's inherently circular, I think what they're doing is they're getting down to that problem of induction. And I know I gave you a lot of, I know I gave you a lot of language, but just to give you a little bit more, when we're talking about truth, people have different definitions for what they think is true. We go with that which comports with reality, but other people have a view that truth operates in webs and, is true given the context it has with everything else in that web. Other people look at truth and go, well, is it useful? If it's not useful, it's not true. That's the pragmatic definition of truth. And so there are lots of ways that we look at that. But ultimately, if you want to just take that down another step, we're still stuck with the problem of induction with all of them. We're just doing our best. So if somebody says that's circular, say, I would ask them, hey, How do you work around that? Because I'm pretty sure that yours is circular for the same kind of reason. We're kind of stuck on the same ground level here with the problem of induction. Do you think you figured it out?
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, thank you so much for that. I'll definitely look into that. I'm 62 and I signed up to do a second bachelor's in philosophy.
Nice.
Starting in August. So
That's so
I'm just really
exciting.
stoked for this.
Good.
So I will look up Bertrand Russell and the induction thing.
Do.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Oh, Fran, you're my new hero.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. I know I didn't give you very much time to talk,
Honestly,
V.
I'm happy with you running with that one because I would have gone down a different route and I think it would have muddied the water. So,
Yeah.
great job.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
seriously, great job. I learned quite a bit, and I had some stuff some work to do. So I'm thrilled with that. So thank you so much.
Hey,
Thank you.
Fran, if you want, call us back once you start getting into those philosophy classes. We would love to hear how things are going for you.
Yes. And
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Yay.
don't think that we're monoliths in any way, that we're some kind of, we're not authorities. And to that end, people who are watching that are like, Eric is entirely wrong, please point that out in the comments, because I want to grow too. And, we're not so egotistical to think that we don't have room to grow. So,
Yeah, true. But you've studied this a lot. So because of you and V studying this so much, I do respect where you're coming from. And so that's great. So thank you.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Fran.
it.
Thanks for calling in.
thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Oh, okay. We got to talk to Neil. I've been wanting to talk. Neil was on the line last week, and we ran out of time, and I feel so bad. Let's grab Neil. Neil, the 604 atheist.
Neil.
How's it going?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, not very much. Just having a lazy Sunday.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Lazy? What? You guys are doing your show. How's that lazy? Well, mind you get to sit there and talk to people.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're hustling.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you don't have to remind me of how much work this can be.
Oof.
But I just wanted to phone in and say congrats on starting up your own show. You guys listened last week and most of this one, mostly on the phone, of course. But still, it's great. It's awesome that you guys are doing this.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, man. I of course, if you're on here, we want to plug you. Neil,
Oh.
Neil, the 604 atheist, for people who want to find you. Neil, what do you do on your channel?
Well, I talk to people about the different reasons they left whatever faith systems they were a part of.
Yeah, and if people
Like, religion or some sort of new agey stuff like guru-y woo-woo stuff, and you name it, man. I've spoken to tons and tons of people. I've actually, my producer at last count said we did 315 episodes, and that's just the DC version, so it's not even that.
Wow.
You could almost
I
watch
know.
Neil the 604 Atheist episode every day of the year.
Yeah.
Challenge,
goodness.
you
Yeah,
guys.
pretty much.
604 challenge.
Neil, actually,
Yeah.
and you've had both of us on, so if people want to know more about our backstories and why we left the faith, go to Neil's channel, and you can look us up and you can find it.
Yeah. Neil, before
Yep,
you go, I would love to
two
ask
great
you a
episodes.
question.
Oh, sure.
What does being a skeptic mean to you? Like, how do you interpret being a skeptic?
I think for most of the day-to-day stuff, you don't really have to apply that hat because it's pretty mundane stuff. Like, hey, guess what? I had a Big Mac for lunch last week. Well, how do you prove that? Well, you can't, but I'll just take someone's word for it. But I think in general, when people come up with extraordinary claims, that's when you throw on the skeptic hat and you say, hey, well, tell me more about this. Let's figure this out, kind of thing, right?
Absolutely. I love it.
Right. So, yeah,
Neil,
I'm skeptical of claims that seem, out of this world type thing. So.
which is good. Yeah, if it trips the meter, it's a good idea to step back and check it out.
Keep an eye on those little red flags.
Yeah.
Neil, I just,
exactly.
from people who know you, Neil, dude, you are an exemplar of what it means to be an empathetic, giving, kind, atheist skeptic. And I'm so happy that I get to be in the same community as you. Thank you Thank you for what you do.
Well, feelings mutual. Yeah, both you guys have become quite good friends to me, so the feeling is very much mutual.
Yay! We're going to have to get you on an episode of Hot Seat at some point.
Yeah, and
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on at some point soon, right?
Do you guys want to?
Ooh, Neil, how's your taste for spicy?
Oh, you're.
Well,
it's nice knowing you.
Oh no.
I have a couple of hot sauces in the house right now that were shipped to me from a fan from Australia, and one of them's called Shit the Bed. So,
do I have to?
It's pretty tasty stuff.
Okay.
Well, we'll be in touch. Be in touch.
Take care, buddy.
You too, guys. Have a great show.
Will do.